Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. The sports world in Pittsburgh woke up to a whisper that felt more like an earthquake, because when a name TJ Watt starts circulating alongside words like decision, future, and departure, the entire city seems to hold its breath. This is not about an official announcement or a press conference with polished smiles, but about that uncomfortable space where rumors live and grow. Sources close to the situation, or at least people who claim to be close enough to feel the tension, suggest that TJ Watt has reached a personal crossroads. After years carrying the weight of expectations, leadership, and a symbolic role of being the face of a proud defense, the idea that he might be considering a move away from Pittsburgh has sent shockwaves through fans and analysts alike. The Steelers are more than a team. They are an identity, and what has been central to that identity. When a player of his stature reflects on legacy, health, ambition, and respect, the decision is never simple. The chatter implies that conversations have happened behind closed doors, conversations about vision, direction, and what the future truly holds. Nothing is confirmed, yet the silence itself feels loud, feeding speculation that something big could be forming beneath the surface. What makes this rumor so explosive is not just the possibility of a departure, but the timing and the symbolism attached to it. TJ Watt represents continuity, toughness, and a connection to the franchise's storied past, and imagining him in a different uniform feels almost surreal. Insiders hint that the player has been evaluating what he wants his next chapter to look like, not just financially, but emotionally and competitively. Pittsburgh is a city that reveres loyalty, but it also understands ambition, especially when a career in professional football is as physically demanding as it is short. The speculation suggests that Watt may be asking hard questions about how the team plans to evolve and whether that evolution aligns with his own goals. Fans hear these whispers and immediately jump to conclusions, some fearing betrayal, others preparing themselves for an inevitable transition that all great teams must face. The front office, according to the rumor mill, is aware of the unease, yet remains calm on the surface, perhaps hoping that discretion will cool the narrative. Still, when a star contemplates change, the entire organization feels the tremor. Another layer to this story involves the emotional toll of being a franchise cornerstone. Year after year, TJ Watt has been expected to lead by example, dominate opponents, and embody the Steelers' defensive identity. Rumors suggest that this responsibility, while embraced, may also be exhausting. There are murmurs about internal reflections, about whether staying in one place forever truly defines greatness, or if testing oneself in a new environment can be just as meaningful. This is not framed as dissatisfaction, but as curiosity, the kind that creeps in when an athlete has already proven so much. The idea floating around is that Watt wants to ensure that his prime years are aligned with a clear competitive vision. In Pittsburgh, expectations are always high, but transitions can be complicated. Speculation paints a picture of a player weighing loyalty against legacy, comfort against challenge. None of this means a decision has been finalized, yet the very act of contemplating alternatives is enough to ignite debate. Fans dissect every interview, every social media post, searching for hidden messages that might confirm or deny their fears. The reaction across Pittsburgh has reportedly been a mix of disbelief and quiet anxiety. For many, TJ Watt feels untouchable, like a permanent fixture rather than a movable piece. Rumors of his potential exit have forced fans to confront the reality that even icons are human, with aspirations and concerns beyond the roar of the stadium. Talk radio and online communities are buzzing with theories, some claiming this is a strategic play, others insisting it is a genuine crossroads moment. The Steelers, known for stability, rarely face this kind of public uncertainty around a star, which only amplifies the drama. According to speculation, there is a sense of urgency behind the scenes, not panic, but awareness that clarity will be needed sooner rather than later. Watt's influence extends beyond sacks and statistics. He sets the tone in the locker room, and any doubt about his future inevitably affects the collective mindset. This is why even unconfirmed rumors feel heavy, because they challenge the assumption of permanence that fans often cling to. From a broader perspective, this situation highlights how modern athletes approach their careers. The narrative around TJ Watt is not about money alone, at least according to the whispers. It is about respect, communication, and alignment. The rumors suggest that Watt wants to feel fully heard, fully valued, and fully convinced that the organization's path forward matches his own competitive fire. Pittsburgh has always prided itself on tradition, but tradition must coexist with adaptation. Observers speculate that these internal dynamics are complex, layered, and far from resolved. There is talk of long conversations, of careful listening on both sides, and of a mutual understanding that whatever happens will shape the franchise's future. Still, until something concrete emerges, the vacuum is filled with speculation, and speculation rarely rests. The idea that one decision could redefine the Steelers' defensive identity is what makes this story so compelling and so unsettling at the same time. As the first part of this unfolding rumor settles, one thing becomes clear. The mere possibility of TJ Watt considering a move has already changed the emotional landscape around the team. Even if nothing ultimately happens, the conversation itself forces everyone involved to reflect on values, expectations, and the meaning of commitment in professional sports. Fans are left wondering whether this is simply a moment of reflection that will pass, or the early signs of a seismic shift. The uncertainty lingers like a cloud over Pittsburgh, reminding everyone that football, for all its structure and tradition, is still driven by human decisions. And when a human decision involves a player like TJ Watt, the echoes are impossible to ignore. In this second part of the story, the rumor takes on an even more dramatic tone, because speculation has begun to explore what life after Pittsburgh might look like for TJ Watt, even if that future remains purely hypothetical. Analysts and fans alike are imagining scenarios, destinations, and consequences, not because they want change, but because uncertainty invites imagination. The idea floating around is that Watt could be intrigued by the challenge of redefining himself in a new environment, proving that his impact is not limited to one system or one culture. This does not diminish what he has done with the Steelers. Rather, it reframes his career as a broader journey. According to whispers, this curiosity is not fueled by dissatisfaction, but by ambition, the desire to test limits and write new chapters. For Pittsburgh, the mere discussion feels like a threat to stability, yet also reflects the evolving nature of the league, where even the most loyal figures must navigate complex career decisions. The emotional response from the fan base has reportedly deepened as these hypothetical scenarios circulate. Some supporters express understanding, acknowledging that players are individuals with dreams and concerns beyond team loyalty. Others feel a sense of loss before anything has even happened, as if preparing themselves for heartbreak is easier than being caught off guard. The rumor mill thrives on this emotional tension, amplifying every comment and gesture into potential evidence. TJ Watt's silence, whether intentional or simply routine, is interpreted in countless ways. Some believe it signals deep contemplation. Others see it as proof that nothing is wrong at all. The Steelers organization, according to speculation, remains composed, aware that reacting publicly could inflame the situation further. Behind the scenes, however, it is easy to imagine intense discussions about how to reassure a cornerstone player without compromising long-term plans. This delicate balance is what defines moments like these. Another angle being discussed is the legacy factor. TJ Watt is not just playing for the present. He is building a story that will be told long after his final snap. Rumors suggest he is acutely aware of how decisions made now will be remembered later. Staying with one franchise can symbolize loyalty and consistency, while leaving can represent courage and self-determination. Neither path is inherently right or wrong, yet both carry weight. In Pittsburgh, where history matters deeply, the idea of what leaving challenges traditional notions of legacy. Still, modern sports narratives are increasingly complex, and players are no longer judged solely by where they stayed, but by how they maximize their potential. This speculation paints what is thoughtful and deliberate, not impulsive, which only adds to the intrigue. Fans are left debating not just what he might do, but what they would do in his position. The ripple effects of this rumor extend beyond the individual player. Teammates, coaches, and even rivals are likely paying attention, because a move of this magnitude would reshape competitive dynamics. Even as speculation, it forces the Steelers to confront questions about succession, leadership, and identity. Who fills the emotional and tactical void if such a departure were to occur? Rumors suggest that these questions are being asked internally, not as a sign of surrender, but as responsible planning. For what? Knowing his value and influence might reinforce the seriousness of his contemplation. When one person's decision carries such broad implications, the pressure intensifies. This is why the narrative feels so heavy, even without confirmation. There's also talk about timing, about whether this moment represents a peak or a turning point. Speculation hints that what may believe the window to redefine his career narrative is open now, and that waiting could close doors. This does not mean he is rushing, but that awareness shapes perspective. Pittsburgh's response, according to the rumor, has been respectful, acknowledging the player's right to reflect while emphasizing the shared history and potential future. This mutual respect, if true, suggests that whatever outcome emerges will be handled with professionalism. Still, respect does not erase uncertainty, and uncertainty continues to fuel conversation. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. As this second part of the rumor continues to unfold in the minds of fans and commentators, the dominant feeling remains suspense. Nothing is settled, nothing is announced, yet everything feels possible. What stands at the center of a narrative that blends loyalty, ambition, fear, and hope. For Pittsburgh, the tremble comes not from loss, but from the realization that even the strongest foundations must adapt to change. Whether this rumor fades or transforms into reality, its impact is already felt, reminding everyone that in football, as in life, the most powerful moments often begin with a single, quiet decision. Rumors indicate that the potential financial and strategic implications of Mahomes joining the Steelers are staggering. Analysts speculate about salary cap maneuvers, complex trade deals, and long-term contractual incentives designed to balance the immense cost with expected returns. The potential acquisition could set a new precedent for superstar quarterback negotiations, redefining expectations for what teams are willing to invest to secure generational talent. Fans and pundits alike are dissecting every reported detail, from potential trade assets to the broader impact on future draft strategies, creating an intricate web of speculation and anticipation. Social media is flooded with debates about value, fairness, and the long-term viability of such a move, while sports economists discuss the broader market implications of investing in a player who could dominate the league for years. Inside the franchise, rumors suggest executives are weighing not just immediate performance gains, but also legacy, fan engagement, and cultural resonance, with Mahomes' acquisition potentially signaling a transformative era. Even casual observers are drawn into the narrative, captivated by the drama, the high stakes, and the larger-than-life implications for Pittsburgh, the league, and the sport itself. This is more than a rumor. It is a story of ambition, strategy, and the pursuit of unprecedented excellence, generating conversations that will dominate headlines and airwaves for months to come. Strategists speculate that if the deal materializes, the Steelers may need to redesign nearly every aspect of their offensive system to maximize Mahomes' talents. Playbooks could be rewritten, formations adjusted, and schemes implemented to create opportunities for his improvisational skill, arm strength, and quick decision-making. Rumors indicate that assistant coaches and coordinators are analyzing every potential scenario, from red zone efficiency to deep field tactics, to ensure seamless integration. Analysts imagine the transformational effect this could have, not only on the Steelers' offense, but also on the broader league, as teams adapt to counter a quarterback capable of redefining conventional strategies. Fans are actively engaging in detailed speculation, discussing potential combinations, wide receiver matchups, and the optimal way to leverage Mahomes' unique skill set. Reports suggest a meticulous approach behind closed doors, with emphasis on minimizing disruption to team chemistry while capitalizing on the unparalleled opportunity presented by his arrival. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.